Silver stacking urgent. The US is broke and drowning in debt. Let's start.
Especially after Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen came out a couple of months ago and said the United States was doing so well economically that it is in a position to continue funding 2 wars, maybe 3 if you add Taiwan. Many people don't realize what's really coming. They hear that the United States has $34 trillion in national debt, and they just brush it off because they think it has absolutely nothing to do with them. But it does. It doesn't just affect us right now, it affects future generations here in the United States, whose quality of life will gradually decline precisely for this reason.
That is Lena Petrova showing us that the US is, in the eyes of many, the US is broke and drowning in debt. This is important for us as silver stackers. The value of this metal is aligned and correlates to the value of the dollar. Lena shows us, and you need to see this entire video because Lena shows us that the talking heads we see in mainstream media are clearly lying through their teeth. This makes perfect sense as we see metals boost in price this past week. That is what happens when the economy tanks. People pull out of traditional assets, they pull out of traditional investments, and they go into the safe store of wealth. That's what they do. They go into silver. The video is titled, US is dead broke and government spending is a scam. I know you're thinking that with this recent bump in the price of metals, stacking gold and stacking silver is out of your reach, but sometimes we need to look in different spaces for that precious metal.
So basically got to separate them into these bags. We got 80%, 50%, 67 to 68 is 50%, and then we were also going through 92%. We're looking for the sterling as well, pulling some of that stuff to the side. Got some dollars stacked up over here.
Good moves for silver. You know, obviously we'd like a lot more, and I don't really care about the price, as I've talked to many times. Then how do you judge silver if you don't judge it by price? I judge it right now by the gold-silver ratio. I'm not real sure we'll ever see the price of silver go over $50 on the COMEX. I think the COMEX will be shut down.
Ignore the spot price and focus on silver to gold ratio. There are many seasoned stackers that adhere to this rule. Spot price means nothing to them. Nothing. Simply follow the silver to gold ratio, and that tells you that even with a jump in spot silver price, it's a smart buy. Road to Ruta sets me straight every time. He really does. Particularly when we have a week with record high gold prices and stackers are overcome with a fear of missing out. It's guys like Road to Ruta that help us stay focused and keep a steady eye on building our stack, protecting our wealth, and absolutely knowing who is really responsible for the economic struggles we're seeing. The video is titled, Don't Use Investment Silver in Deficit Calculations. If you really want to know what's going on with COMEX and the major players in the silver market, check out his channel. The greatest takeaway I get from every video is that we, as regular people stacking silver, we are in this endeavor because we look at the world around us through a critical lens and we are taking matters into our own hands.